I share God's will for happiness for me. You share God's will for happiness for you. What's good, fam? We made it to lesson 102 of A Course in Miracles. This is going to be a powerful study period. Now, if you got the book, you already know what to do. If you don't got the book yet, then the PDF is in the description. Let's go ahead and dive straight in and let's begin. Lesson 102. I share God's will for happiness for me. You do not want to suffer. You may think it buys you something and may still believe a little that it buys you what you want. Yet this belief is surely shaken now, at least enough to let you question it and to suspect it really makes no sense. It has not gone as yet, but lacks the roots that once secured it tightly to the dark and hidden secret places of your mind. So that's a good thing, that me and you are already becoming freed from what we used to believe. At first, we had belief systems that we were unaware of, and they were operating beneath our awareness, causing us to do the things we do, say the things we say, and is what and why we have the things that we have in this world, and why we had the relationship with who we really are that we did. But because me and you are made aware right now of these belief systems and the fact that they are based on nothing, their foundation is based on nothing, then we are finally beginning to detach ourselves from them, and they are beginning to wither away and die. They do not have as much power over us as they once did, because we are starting to see them for what they really are, which is not there. Today, we try to loose its weakened hold still further, and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause and with no power to accomplish anything. It cannot purchase anything at all. It offers nothing and does not exist. And everything you think it offers you is lacking in existence, like itself. You have been slave to nothing. Be you free today to join the happy will of God. For several days, we will continue to devote our periods of practicing to exercises planned to help you reach the happiness God's will has placed in you. Here is your home, and here your safety is. Here is your peace, and here there is no fear. Here is your salvation. Here is rest at last. Begin your practice periods today with this acceptance of God's will for you. I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now. One more time. Me and you, we share God's will for happiness for us, and we accept it as our function now. Then seek this function deep within your mind, for it is there, awaiting but your choice. Remember, God put that function there, and what God created cannot not be. It is changeless what He creates. God creates unalterable. So me and you cannot alter anything that was already done, which is our will. God's will and our will, when we're in our right mind, are one. We fall asleep to that fact. So sometimes we think that we want something other than this enlightenment, but nothing out there in this world is going to bring you the happiness that the love of God will bring. Nothing will bring you the happiness out there that this state of enlightenment will bring you, that being who you really are will bring you. This is the only place you're going to find a true sense of happiness that is unconditional, is being who you really are, which is as God created you, which is as pure positive source energy created you, which is as whatever you would like to call that higher power. Remember, what we call that higher power is irrelevant, because what we call that higher power will not change what it is, because it is changeless and unalterable. So whatever helps you understand that all of what we are discussing right now is the only way, if you want to be truly happy within, is to know thyself, to know who you really are, and understand that You are one with God. You are one with your Creator. You are one with and a part of all aspects of creation. And we have to keep that on our mind for as much as we can, as frequently as we can, because remember, we have kept illusions on our mind our whole life, and look where it got us: asleep, in fear, worry, and doubt, thinking we're this body, thinking that we're capable of being harmed, thinking that we're not good enough, believing that we're lacking something, when all of that is based on nothing, and we thought that it was so. That is not so, and I can assure you that if you're not here with me right now, this is the real world that me and you are stepping into. This world that me and you are seeing is the world that we want to be in, and we don't even know that it's here sometimes because we're asleep. Most of the world out there forgotten what me and you are discussing right now, and I say the word forgotten intentionally because this information is who we are. This knowledge is embedded within us as God put there, and we cannot forget it even if we wanted to, but we can not perceive it. We can forget it while we think that we're who we are not. But when we're in our right mind, we understand that me and you never really left. We have always been perfectly safe and sound, will forever be whole, love, and light. And it's very interesting to see that a lot of people in this world, including ourselves, at some points in time, can't see this. And the only reason why anybody can't see the real world that we've stepped into is because we believe that something else is there. And because we believe fear is there, that wall that we've built up of fear, that image that we made in our mind of fear, is blocking us from perceiving the light that lie beyond it. So let's keep that in mind. And remember, one of the earlier lessons, your thoughts are images that you have made. So every time me and you think a thought that is thought apart from our Creator, it is a thought of separation, worry, doubt, fear, etc. All of those thoughts are not really real, but they are an image that me and you have made. And that image is being projected out there on the world. And that image is blocking us in our minds from perceiving who we really are. And we feel meaningless in those moments and times. We feel not good enough. We feel like we're lacking, or whatever the case may be, and it's okay. The first step is being aware that that is what's happening. And whenever you're aware that you made an image in your mind that's blocking you from being who you really are in that moment, now can you do something about that? Because that's how powerful you are. You can remove your power that you've given to that image and place it back where it really lies. Now, you may know how to do this because you are awake, but the people out there who are also me and you, they may appear separate in these bodies. They look different than us, different skin color, different clothing, different style, different preferences, etc. But they are you. We are all one with all aspects of creation. Now, they fell asleep to that, and they are unaware that they are unaware that their thoughts are images that they are making. Think about some of your loved ones, whether that's family or friends, whoever it may be. They are making thoughts, and those thoughts are images that they have made, and they've placed all their belief in those thoughts, whatever they may be, and they think that that's really occurring. That's what they're seeing in the world, and they think that this is what is true. The world is chaotic. The world is this, and that. And that is not so, because God did not create a chaotic world. God did not create a meaningless world. Therefore, it does not exist, only in the minds of individuals who are still perceiving from that lens. But whenever we understand what we are discussing now, we understand that, of course, in this world of illusions, it appears to be chaotic, but it is needless. The only reason why it appears to be chaotic is because all of these sons of God fall asleep to who they truly are and believe that their salvation lies in attacking others in order to get what they want. People really believe out there, including ourselves from time to time, that somebody has so much of one resource that there's not enough for everyone else. There's not enough of this resource. Let's use money, for example, to go around because it's being all hogged up by one individual or entity. And that is just not so. This world is abundant, and you can never be lacking anything that you really desire. The only reason why we feel like we're lacking it at any given moment in time is because we are choosing something different. And in that moment, when we're made aware that although we wouldn't say we're choosing this preference we wouldn't desire, that's exactly what we're doing. And whenever we understand that, we can remove our power from that unwanted experience and choose differently. Me and you get to choose. And one more thing, we are not denying that everyone is asleep out there, and of course it appears like a chaotic world, but that does not have to be your world. What I've seen some people do, and a lot of people do this actually, is they observe the world by watching the news, and they are literally creating a chaotic world for themselves around their immediate environment because they're watching everything that's going on out there, and it's causing them unnecessary pain. Now, I'm not saying to be blind to what's going on in the world, but don't give it attention. You don't have to participate, because your attention to what is not working is going to perpetuate that. Whenever people say stop hate, you are perpetuating hate because all of your attention is on what is not wanted. Therefore, your attention to something causes it to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So instead of saying stop hate, just promote love, and that will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Remember, there's two sides to every single subject, every single thing you may want. There's two sides to it. There is, on one end of the scale, wanted, and on the other side, the lack of it. So let's just say you want a certain amount of money or a relationship or whatever it is that you think that you want in order to make you happy and fulfilled. And keep in mind, you don't need that thing at all. That's just where you have been placing your salvation, maybe. And remember that it's not bad to experience these things of this world, but only whenever you are internally peace. At internal peace, you are who you really are. Now we could go experience the things of this world in this state of mind. Remember that the only reason why anything is bad out there is because you think that you need it. There is no such thing as good or bad. Everything is neutral in this world, and it's all based on your perspective. So me and you are not denying anything out there. We are just choosing to have internal peace first, and then everything else will be experienced in joy, because why would you want to go about it any other way? This is what we intended before we forgot, because we were trained by individuals who forgot, who were well-meaning but forgot. Now, there's two sides to everything. We're going to go back to the vehicle, for example, or the relationship. You know what it is that you desire. First of all, just know that you do not need it, because you are already complete right now, and you are whole and love and light and need nothing. But let's just say in this world anyways, you prefer to experience this vehicle, or you prefer to experience this relationship, whatever it may be. On one side of that active vibration, you have the attainment of it being here, and then the lack of it not being here. And remember, whenever you're focusing on it not being here, you're going to get more of that, and you're perpetuating the lack. But whenever you focus on it already being here and feeling as if it's already here now, because it is, because you are one with all aspects of creation, what you want wants you, and what you want already exists, and it is here being magnetized to you or repelled by you, depending on which side of the scale you are activating. If you are on the wanted and you feel like it's already there, perfect. No need to do anything. It will be there very shortly, and whenever the time is right for all that is. Now, again, focusing on the lack of it, you're just going to feel like crap, and you'll know that you're focused on the absence of it rather than the attainment of it. Just thought that I would mention that, but let's go ahead and continue our lesson today. We are almost done. Be happy, for your only function. One more time. Then seek its function deep within your mind, for it is there, awaiting but your choice. Powerful word, choice. It is awaiting our choice. We are choosing at every given moment in time. Although we wouldn't think so or call what we are doing choosing, we are choosing 24/7. And when we know that, we can choose deliberately rather than by default. You cannot fail to find it when you learn it is your choice, and that you share God's will. Be happy, for your only function here is happiness. You have no need to be less loving to God's Son than He whose love created Him as loving as Himself. Besides these hourly 5-minute rests, pause frequently today to tell yourself that you have now accepted happiness as your function, and be sure that you are joining with God's will in doing this. One more time. I share God's will for happiness for me. Me and you share God's will for happiness for us. And because we share that will and we're aware of it, then we can choose that We can choose that. We can make the decision to be happy all the time, because that is what we would choose if we were in our right mind. And it's only whenever we place our happiness on outside conditions that we make our happiness conditional, meaning I have this thing, I feel happy. I don't have this thing, I don't feel happy. And what you're doing whenever you do that is you're placing all your power out there in the world, because those things that do not mean anything, that you have given all their meaning to, you have given them the power. Take the power back and understand that your happiness is unconditional and it is who you are. And whenever you're not happy at any given moment in time, something is dramatically wrong. And if you were willing to change that, which you have the power to do, you would do everything in your power to return back to this knowingness, so that way you can remember who you really are, and then that happiness would take control again, and you would be submerged in happiness. So another powerful lesson. We are going to pause right here and conclude today's lesson, and we will meet again tomorrow for lesson 103 of A Course in Miracles. May we never be the same.